Welcome to Box Office Banter, where we are about to rank the MCU shows as a whole. There's 7 out, but we're going to rank 6 because Miss Marvel is only 2 episodes deep. Therefore, we cannot technically put that show in our list. So,
damn, son.
how do you want to do this, bruv?
How do you want to do it? You want to go first?
It don't matter to me. I'll start it off with number 6. So far, out of the 6 shows that are complete, number 6 for me is Hawkeye. I was excited for Hawkeye. Really excited when I found out Florence Pugh was going to make a return in it. Really excited when I found out Kingpin was going to be involved.
No shit.
There were things that were exciting me about it. I will say I love the LARPing aspect of it, where he had to, do a live-action role-play game with them in order for them to help him. I like how they finally made Kingpin the durable villain that he is in the comics and everything, but I think it's almost a little too late because I'm so used to it.
Yeah, this is
so
spoiler, by the way, guys.
Yeah, this is all going to be spoilers. But I'm so used to Kingpin from the Netflix shows that it's hard to see him acting the way he
I
is.
never
in Hawkeye.
watched the Netflix shows, so this would probably help
That
me
you'll
in some way.
think those are better. Well, the couple of them are better than the MCU shows. But yeah, Hawkeye for me overall was kind of disappointing. There was a couple episodes I really liked, and then there was just episodes I was like, come on, like it could have been so much better. But yeah, Hawkeye is going to stand at number 6 for me.
And number 6 for me is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is unlike a lot of the shows I watched. A lot of the shows I watched were like slow, and then the second half was like, okay, we're in it. This show started off, I was like, damn, dude, some of y'all were wrong. Some of the people that were telling me it was kind of a, okay show. The second half of the show did nothing for me. As it went on, it got way too woke for me. And before you're like, oh, you racist piece of shit. I done talked to her so many times. I love putting shit up on a pedestal when it, breathes kind of underlying the surface.
It doesn't feel forced.
It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like a part of the narrative. This show, by the end of it, was just bludgeoning over me, like over the head. Like I couldn't get into it. I wanted to love it, but I couldn't. Like as it went on, I was like, man, they are really forcing, as you said, this narrative. It just never hit right. But the show as a whole, like I still enjoyed it. I would not go out of my way to watch it again, but like obviously if I'm gonna watch it with like my wife, I wouldn't be like, no, like I'm putting that aside. I'm not boycotting it. I still enjoy it, but they went too far. And what's funny about that is I was always the guy that defended these type of movies and shows. I was the guy like where somebody would come out of the theater just like, well, man, they're just pushing it too far on us. And there's still people to this day that will say shit like that where I'm just like, dude, like that's not woke at all. Like you're tripping just because there's a female lead, just because a black guy came out on top. I'm fine with all that. But this one rubbed me the wrong way. I gotta be honest on how I felt. Like, not because obviously a black guy came out on top, but because it really forced home the narrative. It felt like there was a guy hitting a checklist rather than there was an actual show. When you do that, much like the latest Candyman that I had a problem with,
Jeez.
it ruins the show for me. And it took it from like everybody was like, because I watched it in order after I watched WandaVision, I was like, damn, this is about like, this ain't too far from on par, if not on par. What are you talking about? And I watched all the way through. I was like, damn, like I really hate that they did this. Second half of this show, probably the only show out of all of these, the second half is what ruined it. Yeah, Falcon the Winter Soldier, still good. Watch it, but know what you're getting into.
my number 5. I was so excited for this show. I couldn't wait for it to release. Left pretty disappointed, and that show is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I agree with almost everything you said. The wokeness of it was literally huffing and puffing, like waiting for the episode to either get better or end. And it just did. But I enjoyed Wyatt Russell as USA.
No, he was great.
I enjoyed that.
Yes.
And I love Bucky and Sam's relationship in it. But everything else, there was no closure for me with the uncle
forcing the
or
narrative,
the grandpa that he was.
No, the old Winter.
Yes.
You're talking about the old Winter Soldier.
Yes. No. I'm talking about the one that Bucky had to like apologize to.
Wasn't
And
it
he
the
kept
old Winter
going and
Soldier? Or
visiting.
am I crazy?
Yeah, that's Captain Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it was the old Winter Soldier. You probably haven't seen this in a long time.
No.
Or is
I'm
that a
talking
small
about
show?
the dude who Bucky accidentally killed his son, or not accidentally, but he killed his son.
Yeah, I think
he
that's
kept
the old
going to
Winter
visit him.
Soldier.
Huh?
I'm almost 100% certain.
That's Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
No, I'm saying that he was a Winter Soldier beforehand. That was
Bucky.
like, yeah, Bucky.
Yes,
Bucky
yeah.
was a Winter Soldier.
This
but-
was when he was a Winter Soldier.
yeah, but no, I'm saying when they were visiting him, there was other Winter Soldiers, and he was a Winter Soldier before Bucky, and that was like a whole reveal.
Oh.
Yeah, it's probably
Well,
been a
yeah,
while since
I
you
need
said.
But,
yeah, he was a Winter Soldier too.
But yeah, it just seemed like
That's what started the race narrative, because he was sitting there like, they're not giving us any love, because of our skin color. And then fucking, the new Captain America, like, that's not true. And then they went to the bank and they couldn't get a loan. And then it was a whole fucking thing. Yeah.
I will say I loved the
was
girl.
this the second? Yeah, this is the second show. So
This one came out.
yeah,
next.
so I'm not hating on you for this, and no one else should either. This has been it's almost like a year old now. You probably watched it
That's
once.
crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, he was totally a Winter Soldier one.
But the female, the girl that was the flag smasher head chick, dude, I loved her. Absolutely loved her.
She's pretty good.
But it's just like you said, I can absolutely love a show until it smacks you in the face, like you said, with the actual subliminal messages, but they're not subliminal at this point; they're just blatant.
Dude,
And I don't like that.
I can't stand it.
I hate it. So so
That's the
bottom
best
tier for
shit.
me.
When you watch a show, it's like, damn, this is good. And then you watch it again, you're like, oh my God, look at this all underneath.
That's The Boys. You watch The Boys and you will see that. It's like you'll watch the episode and you'll be like, okay, that was really good. But then if you watch it again, you're like, oh, I see all the narrative and all the shout outs and shit, but it didn't throw it in your face,
Exactly what I'm saying. Now, what I'm saying is like, does this guy hate black people? Like, no, I love the message, but I don't love the message overtaking the story, and that's what this one did for me.
So yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is number 5 for me.
Okay, I see what that. For me, it is What If.
Damn.
What If is, I'm not a big animation fan, man. But this was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Let me just fucking come flat out saying that. When I saw this, I thought it was going to be some, like, cheap, like, knockoff thrown to the side. But, like, they did some things with this. And they get a lot of voices from, like, these actors and shit that was, like, legit.
Except for Iron Man.
Yeah, that was the only one. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, is there anybody else besides Robert Downey Jr.?
I think him and Captain America both.
I kept hitting skip intro, and I was like, who are these? I'm like, no, that's the same, unless they do.
Costs too much.
Yeah, I was like, that's just... Unless they have a great actor, like, just nailing that. Like, Robert Downey Jr. is the only person I'm like, man, that's close, but it's not it.
Right.
Like, I could tell. But, I mean...
Okay, so I have to ask.
Ask
Because when you were watching What If, you were talking in the group chat that you were watching What If and you were loving the beginning of it. And I asked you, or I told you, wait till the finale episodes, the last 2 episodes. What did you
Ultron
think
shit.
of, what did you think of the last 2 episodes?
They were the best part.
Dude, fucking phenomenal.
For me, dude, I oddly really like the Thor shit. But I think it's just because I'm such
the party
a...
Thor?
Yeah, I think it's because, dude, Hemsworth stole the show from me for some reason.
Every time, dude.
But when I was watching it, initially I was like, this is too goofy. But then, like, the fact that I was like, I'm watching a fucking cartoon. Like, it blended in so well. But the Ultron shit was dope. And you and me both give more credit to Ultron
Absolutely.
and Age of Ultron than most people do. Even though I'm not as big a fan.
It gets better every time I watch it.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm just below like a huge fan of MCU. I like it so much. But I've always liked, and not, I shouldn't say always, but I've grown to love Age of Ultron. And I've seen you along the way grow to just like die hard over it.
Yeah. And it was my least favorite for a long time.
That's what everybody's was. And I was always the guy that's like, what? And now you're over here like, dude, this shit is fire.
Dude, I have a feeling that your MCU love might change after Blade. Because
Maybe.
that's going to be their first, like... And I know Doctor Strange 2 was considered horror, but Blade is going to be like 100% horror.
Well,
and I think it's going to change your look on your love for the MCU.
I tell everybody that, man. Is like my love for the MCU. I can already see it by a mile. Like I love the second wave way more better than the first wave.
So after the Infinity Saga?
So much so. Like it felt. That's what I loved about the MCU was like the no names that were getting shine, or the people that didn't really have as much of a shine.
Ant-Man.
Like
Even Iron Man was a B
and I
character.
couldn't stand Ant-Man. That's like one of the rare ones. But that's just where my, likes lied. So I'm really hyped for the second wave. And what they like tied in together, what made me love it so much was just what they did. Like it didn't tell me the same story I've seen a million times. It spun it. And that's what made it so interesting to me. And I'm not somebody that gets into animation. I'm not somebody that gets into, Pixar, Disney. It's not my thing. I don't really like that kind of shit. But the animation, I can still respect that as like a reviewer. I was like, this is really good. And I really got into it. I do think this is where I'll jump into rushed. Every story damn near was rushed. I feel like it had to be because it was shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And it needed to be shorter because it's a cartoon. So it's like
More episodes.
you can't win. It's like it needs to be shorter because it's a cartoon. But it also needs to be longer because it needs to put us into the depth of what they're doing here. And that is something that I struggled with. I was like, I don't know if I want to be longer or shorter. Like I was just like torn every which way. But they were still all very good. I can't think of a single episode where I was like, oh, damn, this sucks. But the Ultron shit, I don't know if the last two episodes were my favorite necessarily. Maybe, I think not the final episode, but episode 8 was my favorite, where Hawkeye, like, sacrificed himself on the way.
Yeah.
That was my favorite,
The Watcher and Ultron fight.
Yeah, that was great. I loved who the fuck's his name? Dude from James Bond that played the Watcher.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, killed
The
it.
voice in Hollywood.
Killed it. Fucking killed
Yes.
it. Episode 8 was probably my favorite. Episode 9 like had its moments. Some moments I was like, eh. But overall, it was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
I say great. It was made great, wasn't great to me, but that's more of because of how it made up. I'm not a big animated guy, but they showed me way more than I thought they would. Like, I thought it was going to be just some cartoon that was like, on the side plate, but they treated it like every other show. Like, they gave it their care, and they put money into it. It was, if you were thinking the way I did, watch that shit now. What if? Every MCU show's good. That would be my 5th.
Number 4. Loki. Loki is my number 4. I remember when the first episode dropped, and I told myself and everybody else, this is the greatest episode of MCU yet. which has changed, of course.
The first episode.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I love where they picked up right there from Endgame,
Mm.
right there where Loki, teleported, and then, dude, when she smacked him across the face and it went slow mo, oh
Yeah.
my god, I lost my mind. And then
It was
Owen
lit.
Wilson kills it.
Does he
in
not?
This show.
Oh
He
my
kills it.
god, dude.
I was so excited for him, and every checkbox checked with him. I was so enthralled by his character. Kang the Conqueror, they didn't use Kang. They used, what the fuck is his name?
Google it.
No, it's He Who Remains, which is a version of Kang.
Yeah, he's
But,
got many a version.
But yeah, dude, I there was episodes in it that I didn't really like the whole love story between him and Sylvie, which, should have fucked things up way more, but didn't. And then this is kind of an unfair thing to put on Loki because Loki came out before really this whole second wave of Marvel movies, but there's really not much of Loki and what happens in Loki going into the movies, and I'm not liking that. I need to hear more about, the not replicants, what are they called? I'm drawing a blank on everything. Variants.
That's
there's not much
exact
on
word for it.
variants.
Yes.
There's nothing on Kang right now. It's just the repercussions of that have not come yet, and I'm getting a little impatient. But yeah, Loki goes to number 4 for me. I enjoyed Loki, so.
My number 4 is gonna go to, might surprise you, Moon Knight.
Okay.
Moon Knight was what kicked this off for me. Because again, I seek out the shit that hasn't been played a million times, the shit that's unique, different, first time feel. And this is a weird one, man.
It is.
Because I don't want to put this at 4, but hear me out. Everything from this point on is great. The other 2 were good to me. This is great from here on out. This is 8 out of 10. And that's exactly what I give this. Is right at 8 out of 10. If it was in the 7s, it's 7.8 to 8 out of 10. And I'm so torn on this, man, because fucking Ethan Hawke is the bad guy.
Just the first 5 minutes of the first episode, the glass and the shoes. What the fuck? And that was Ethan Hawke's idea.
He's so good.
He's the one that came to the director and was like, yo, I want to put glass in my shoes and walk on them. He's like...
Let's hit favorite performance. Oscar Isaac.
Oh, all day.
He's the best.
Without question.
Out of every one of these shows.
The fact that he could change his facial structure for each character is unbelievable. He absolutely murdered it.
And dude, that's what's weird about this show. Because there's ones ahead of it where, I liked less episodes, but I enjoyed this one the 4th most. I think that's just because of, let me just tune in to my overarching point that I talked about before was it needed more time.
Yeah.
It just didn't. I will give it this though. When the final episode hit, and we didn't get to review it, they tied it up as best as they could. I really felt like they did their job. But at the same time, the best as they could is still not what they could. There was so much stuff that was just untapped potential. I was sitting there floored by everything that Moon Knight was. And then I was floored by everything that Moon Knight was in the mental hospital.
Oh, man.
But you needed 3 more episodes to flesh that out.
So the mental hospital, it's so crazy to me because I've always been an enthusiast for Ethan Hawke. Always. And Oscar Isaac, but Ethan Hawke. And,
Same.
dude, the fact that Oscar Isaac was giving honestly, an Academy Award level performance, but Ethan Hawke during the asylum scenes was right there with him.
Dude, he
didn't
was.
Flinch once. He was killing it.
Why do you think this bothers me so much? is because like it tears me up inside because when I talk about it, I feel like it's my favorite show, and it's at 4.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here like the beginning was perfect and the end was perfect, but the final end, they still did the best of what they could, but at the same time, it just, because of my high expectations, it just doesn't fit right to me. Like, the beginning of him being this Moon Knight, amazing. Him being in the hospital.
The music in it, too.
The hospital. Amazing.
Late as gay as...
Yeah, and then the ending. Look, for what they had, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, it still didn't work because it was rushed.
Dude, did it not blow your mind the first time he blacked out in the ice cream truck?
Yeah.
And those scenes, the way the camera would come back and forth,
The
I'm
wood,
just like...
the fucking logs.
Yes. And then he's in reverse, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I think that's what bothers me is I'm sitting there, I'm just like, dude. But I sit there and I'm like, in 6 episodes, I'm like, well, what do you cut out? I don't know what to cut out because I love it all. But it doesn't fit the way I want it to. It fits, like, and that's what kills me the most is like going into that episode, I'm like, it's like 40 minutes long. It's like the shortest episode of MCU yet. Are you kidding me? That's it? And they did their best with it. But I'm still sitting there like frustrated because I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to map this out better. I need it fleshed out. I don't like, even if you did a miraculous job on making this work, it's still not fleshed out. I don't have the endings of Ethan Hawke and Moon Knight, and I don't have the endings of Ethan Hawke and Moon Knight separated from superhero version to Asylum version perfectly. And the reason why that frustrates me so much is because they did all the other two perfectly. So I don't need a good ending. I need a fucking perfect ending to match those. And when I look at it, even though it's good, I'm like, God damn it, like, what y'all could have done. And what frustrates me the most is, like, it's not, like, you know, they did an alright job, but damn it, like, they did not do what I know they could have done because I saw it play out through the whole series, and it's not their faults. It's the lack of episodes. They could have made... This was the best fucking Marvel series, hands down, bow on your feet, if they made it 9 episodes. And I can't forgive that. That is at 4 for me.
Well... leads me to my number 3. And my number 3 goes to What If?
I was gonna be Moon Knight. Oh damn.
What If was slow to me at first. I actually almost gave up on it after episode 2.
Really?
Because episode 1 was literally just what if, you know, she was Captain America instead of Captain America. And I was like, dude, she's doing all the same things he did. I'm like, is this really what this is all going to be? Is just somebody else playing the same movie in 30 minutes? And the second episode was basically the same. And I was like, dude, I don't know. I'm about to tap out. But then that third episode, the zombies came into play.
That was the 5th episode, actually.
Was it the 5th? No, because what was the 3rd?
I can't remember. I know that was the 5th though, because I did a binge from 5 through 9.
Hold on, let me see.
Day I started
I
watching
know I
that.
love the zombies episode.
That was pretty good. I did enjoy it. With damn, it was like remaking Infinity War.
The world lost its mightiest heroes. Oh, that's right. Okay, yes, it was 3. 3 was the one where all the heroes got killed by, or not T'Challa, Killmonger.
Was that 3?
Yeah, because that's the one where they all got assassinated.
Yeah, I know T'Challa
Or
came
was
in.
it-
He got to be fucking the full on. T'Challa got to be what the fuck, Star-Lord for a bit.
Yes,
That was the
yeah.
3rd episode, I think.
Okay, so yeah, then the 3rd episode kicked, and I was like, oh, okay. So, but then the episodes for me kept getting better, and then, bro, the finale. the last 2 episodes where what if Ultron wins is
Oh,
the
and
name of it.
4 was Doctor Strange.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, when you get to meet
It's like
Sinister Strange.
3 piqued your interest, and 4 was like, okay,
Yeah,
damn it,
and
like
then
this, and then you were hooked the rest of the way. And the
zombies.
last 2 were bing.
And then after the zombies was the it was one right before the finales.
Fuck, dude. It was 6. 6, I don't remember what 6 was. 7 was, I believe, the Thor episodes.
Okay, yeah, Killmonger rescued Stark.
That was
a
where
great
Killmonger
episode.
came from. That's pretty good.
Okay, so yeah, so then What If just kept getting better in the finale. God bless the multiversal fight between Ultron and Uatu, the Watcher, is so incredible. It's everything that I want in a multiversal fight, and it goes. 2 episodes worth of fighting basically, and it's incredible. And you, Black Widow and Hawkeye, the last 2 remaining are
Dude.
humans. Like, come on, dude. Like,
I ain't even gonna front, man. What If had some of the best fucking MCU action we've seen. It was so good. If you can get into animation, it was so fucking.
What
great.
If is number 3 for me for sure.
Number 3 for me is I don't need my phone. Loki. Loki for me, like the first episode, like kept my attention. I was good with it. I'm not as high on it as you were, but I was like, I'm a huge fan of Loki, like the character. I love Tom Hiddleston as well.
He's perfect. as
He's the
Loki.
best, man. Maybe the best villain MCU's ever seen. I know everybody says Thanos, but damn it, man. Like, just
We got so much more of Loki though.
the motivations, everything he stands for. The first episode was like, wasn't amazing, but like, I love Owen Wilson, and it was great. You know, for the most part, it was like right on the cusp. And then 2 happened, and I was like, yeah, it was okay. And then 3 happened, I'm like, I'm just not fully on board yet with like this girl version of Loki. I was just, yeah. And then I took a long step away. And then I watched 4, 5, and 6. And 4, 5, and 6 is maybe the 3 best episodes of this whole thing put together. Like, if we're just doing like
Which one's the one? Is it 4 the one with them on the planet? Him and Sylvie?
Sylvie,
The train fight at the beginning?
I want to say that might be 3.
Because I did not. That's the one episode of Loki I could not.
think
It's a filler episode.
I think it might be 3. I can't remember. I'm gonna say it's 3 because that's where I lost. But from the moment he found like the multiple Lokis, yeah, that's
Gator Loki.
yeah. No. I think it is 3, and then 4 is like Gator Loki and all the multiple Lokis. 4, 5, and 6 of Loki. That's why it's not my number 1. But like, you know, like the best stretch of 3 episodes, 1, 2, 3. That's how good these episodes were, and I want to put it higher. I
Dude,
really
Old Man Loki
fucking do.
building that illusion city.
Oh yeah.
Oh my!
Before he got fucking lit up,
That
it
shit
was
so dope. Dude.
yeah. The last 3 episodes of this were fucking
Really
miraculous.
Like I said earlier, because I know that you're harping on it too, but Owen Wilson, bro, as Mobius was just absolutely amazing.
I didn't think he was gonna kill it that hard.
I thought he was going to do good.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was gonna kill it that
gonna be
hard.
insanely good. Yeah, it was like he was meant for that role, and it's Owen Wilson. Like, come on.
What's the fucking
But we didn't get a wow.
MT?
We got
What?
a whoa. But
What
we
is
didn't
it?
Get a wow.
What is the fucking name of the place he's trying to take down?
TVA.
TVA.
The Time Variant Authority.
Yeah, his whole mission to get back there on that, and like Loki, dude, I think that's the biggest thing that makes me love Loki more is the whole emotional appeal of Loki. Just fucking, you know, like you've been through everything with him. He's screwed 1 million people over. But over the time going with him, you felt this feeling of just like, damn, like, maybe he has changed this time. And he's burned you many a times, but like right here and now, you're like, I think he's about to be legit. And then he is legit. And then he is legit. And then he is legit. Which leads up to the last battle, which is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I had mixed emotions. Did you like the final guy?
You talking about
Kang the
Remains?
Conqueror.
Okay, so
I had mixed feelings on him at first, but as the episode went on, I grew to love him more.
Yeah, I didn't know how I would feel about him playing Kang, but he actually did really good. I really enjoyed him, and I know that with each variant of Kang, it's going to be a different personality. I really like the fun, kind of childish version of He Who Remains. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that, and I love the ultimatum. You kill me, you got to deal with the worst versions of me, and yada yada. But if you let me be, you know, the time stays stable, yada yada, and she kills him. The stakes just flew way the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate. What is his name?
Who?
You got playing Kang.
I just know Kang the Conqueror. The actor?
Yeah. What is his? He's in Creed 3.
Oh my god! Yeah, I know it any other time.
Anyway, we'll take
Yeah, I'm losing it on the spot. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. As soon as you're like, what is his name? My mind went to Creed 3.
So 3 is Loki for you.
Yes, dude. Loki is so good. But that's the thing about Kang the Conqueror, is when that started, I was like, I'm not really feeling this guy. Like, I feel like he's acting well, but maybe it's his voice. Like, something's not really hitting right for me. But it was such a long, prolonged sequence that they kept coming back to. I was like, man, this guy is actually kind of killing it. He grew on me as the scenes upon scenes went. And then the whole battle of Loki and what's her name? Battling it out, just like, she's like, you want the throne. He's just like, no. Like, yeah. I'm like, and how could you trust Loki? Even him saying, it's like, but that's what made Loki so great in that moment as a viewer, is he was admitting to all his fault. Like, he didn't shed any of it. He was just like, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that. But I'm telling you, right now in this moment, I do not want that. And as, like, the female, you're like, okay, that's just telling me every reason why you would want that. But him, in that moment, somehow as a viewer, you're like, he doesn't want that. You knew it. Somehow, some way.
I love Lady Sif, the whole loop. When Loki gets put in that time loop, she keeps coming in and kicking him in his balls and fucking telling him that she hates him and shit.
Yeah, it's just funny as fuck. And then the ending.
The ending of Loki was solid.
And then the finality. Like, he tried to stop her. She played him. Bye-bye.
Yep.
And then him coming back through, dude. Like, oh, no, you got to stop it. Like, who are you? What is your... Like, that was...
And he's now in a different timeline.
He's probably confused at this point.
Yeah. Well, they exist outside of time and space, so...
It was so fucking good. I loved it.
Yeah, so my number 2 for these series is... it's going to be Moon Knight. I hold Moon Knight dear to my heart. Mm-hmm. There wasn't enough Moon Knight. If there was more Moon Knight in this show, this would probably be my number 1. But there wasn't enough Moon Knight, and I had a couple issues with, of course, it only being 6 episodes, and I feel like some of it could have been drawn out some more. Oscar Isaac murders this role, plays the 2 characters to perfection, and Ethan Hawke in there playing Harrow is just it's I don't know what else to say other than this show is just incredible. God, I wish there was more Moon Knight in it though. I wish there was more.
Kills it, man. That's what ruins it for me.
But I love the fact that even though I didn't get Moon Knight as much, I was still so focused on Oscar Isaac playing two characters and being able to change his facial structure. And
That's what was torn for me.
everything,
When I
dude.
put it at 4, I was like, fuck me. But I started thinking about the overall feel. I think the ending, even though it was good, it was just like, damn it, man. Like, what could have been?
Yeah, the Moon Knight, Khonshu. That's Amit and Khonshu.
Yes,
that was
yes,
the blown
yes.
up gods at the end. That was a good little fight scene there. But yeah, number 2 for me is gonna go to Moon Knight. I really enjoyed that show. So
Number 2 for me is going to go to Hawkeye, which surprises the fuck out of me. And it ain't even about Hawkeye. Hawkeye's always been like an alright character to me, but I really enjoyed Kate Bishop. I really enjoyed her character.
grew on me. I will say that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first episode. I was like, here's the thing. With all these shows, the first episode's like a fill-out episode. This first episode, I was like, okay, I can feel it, and I knew Florence Pugh was coming at some point. The second episode, I was like, okay. Third episode, it was still solid, and then the fourth episode happened, and Florence Pugh came into the picture, and it took over. Like, the last 3 episodes of Florence Pugh were perfection to me. I mean, I keep going on and on about this girl, dude, but like, she murdered it to me. My favorite scene, as dumb as it sounds, of the whole MCU shows, I think, is Florence Pugh having mac and cheese with Kate Bishop.
Oh yes, that was such a great scene, though. I
That
will say that.
scene was so dumb. She's like, okay, like, you're done?
I'm
Okay.
going to kill you.
And she's like, I put some hot sauce on it, okay? Like, but it was the opposite. It was just like, I'm not gonna kill you, and that's the beauty of the scene is you expect when she's like, I'm not gonna give the name away to you, or not name because she knows it's Hawkeye, when she's not gonna tell her where he is.
But that's because Florence's character also knows that she could find him.
Yeah, she was cool. Like, you expect it's like, oh, you're not gonna tell me. She's just like, okay, that's fine. You get in my way again, though, you're fucking dusted. Florence murdered this, dude. She, at like the first 3 episodes, I was like, this is as good of a start as I've seen in the MCU shows, I should say. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was just kind of like, okay, which was how I felt about a lot of them. And then like the last 3 episodes picked up. And then the last 3 episodes happened with Florence Pugh, and she fucking murdered it.
And the show is the one that showed Florence coming back from the snap, right?
Yes.
Okay, dude, that was such a good scene. I did
That
really
was
enjoy
great. And then you got the fucking mac and cheese talk. Like that's still like
that. It had the show had a couple, good points to it, but overall it was a miss for me. But I'm glad you fucking liked it, though.
Dude. I was shocked. Even with Florence Pugh, dude, I was sitting there, I was like, that was the only reason I wanted to watch it. But when I started it with low expectations, I'm like, I think Florence Pugh won't be in this that much. She probably has like maybe an episode.
That's what I was thinking.
But when I watched the first 3 episodes before she pulled up, I was like, damn, like what? Like, I really like Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Like, I'm stuck on this character. Like this could be the new Hawkeye. Like, I mean, I'm not loving her, but like, I'm high liking her. And Jeremy Renner is still doing his thing. Like, I don't love him as a character, but he's fine. But like, it was just enough to carry me through. And then when Florence Pugh came in and she kept coming back, I was like, oh shit! Like, I was in it to win it. I love Hawkeye. I was shocked as you probably are. Like, I was lost in it. I was like, I can't even explain it. Like, I'm so surprised. And I think a big reason too why like will really like tuck me in and put me to fucking bed with the show was like that episode 2, the end credits. That song I showed you, the fucking the Peche Mode or whatever. I don't even know how to fucking say their name. I've been listening to this band for years, different songs. Still don't know how to say their name, but they have a song that came out in 1986 that plays the end credits of episode 2. Like, I was like, this is really good in episode 1. Episode 2, I was like, yeah, this is, yeah, it's all right. And that song played, and it looped me in to everything that the show was. And I was like, I'm ready for episode 3. And it hyped me up enough to ready me for episode 4. And Florence Pugh took over, and I was like, damn, dude. I was shocked how much I love Hawkeye.
That's crazy.
Blew me away.
Hell yeah. Well, I guess our number 1 is going to be the same, so we might as well just go on and say that and talk about it.
What's yours?
WandaVision.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, WandaVision is the best.
Dude, by a mile. Like,
It's the
WandaVision
best.
is so fucking
It's
good.
so much better than the other ones.
Yeah, like, and, you know, the thing is, too, is when it first started airing, I feel like I was the only person who loved the first 2 episodes. To this day, I still think the first 2 episodes are the best episodes of the show.
You're not crazy.
Dude,
Because
it's,
here's the thing. If I would have been watching at the same time, I'd have been right there with you.
yeah, it's crazy to me.
I
dude.
have such a soft spot for, like, Nick at Night type shit.
That, and then, like, the Dick
So
Van Dyke.
I fell in love.
It was amazing. And then the
Which
director...
is all Nick at Night stuff.
Yeah, and it felt like you were really watching it in that time period. It didn't feel like, okay, they're just playing it as this time period. It really felt like we were watching a 50s show, and then a 60s, and then a 70s. And
Yeah, all these
Dude.
shows are good to great. WandaVision is the only
Phenomenal.
show that I'm like, this is like top 10 worthy. I'm
it's
not
like
saying
9.5 for me.
I'm not saying it's in my top 10, but it's like, you know, if it ain't, like it ain't. Let me just go ahead and say it. But it's knocking on the door.
It just sucks that it's only going to be 1 season. If this could go on for like 2 or 3 seasons, but I get it. But yeah, WandaVision, man, and it's like each episode literally got way better than the last. And well, no, not exactly, because I love the first 2 the best. But it's the comedy sketch with Vision when he swallows that gum in the second episode. He swallows that gum and it gets stuck in his like gears and shit like that, and then he acts like he's drunk. Dude, that shit was so funny to me. The fucking snap people on episode 4 when everybody was coming back from the snap, Monica Rambeau and all them, I was like, wow, this is intense. And it was highly emotional too, like very emotional for me. And then dealing with her kids, you know, Wiccan and Speed in the comics is who they are. But I love the kids that portrayed Wiccan and Speed. I loved Vision. I loved Agatha fucking Harkness, Catherine Hahn, dude.
She shocked me.
She was so fucking good. She was the best part of this season. This
I'll just
show.
come out and say she shocked the fuck
Yeah,
out of me.
she really did. And, well, have you watched Mrs. Fletcher on HBO Max? Oh man, she'll
I've
blow
seen
you
her be
away.
funny. As soon as they turn her to the bad guy, I was like, okay, this is gonna go down a notch.
It was Agatha all along. And then the Halloween episode was so fucking good when Vision went out of bounds and floated down to talk to that to Catherine in the car when she wasn't, you know, she was acting like she didn't know what was going on. But dude, everything about it, the season was great. And then the finale, Vision versus Vision, the ship of Theseus, is my favorite scene of all the MCU as of right now. Is, you know, if the ship of Theseus gets new planks put into the ship of Theseus, is it still considered the original ship? Or if they, you know, yada yada, dude, it's just, oh my god, everything about this show is so fucking good.
Just watching them battle over the suburbs. I got the hiccups on her.
Yeah, WandaVision was, and it was the first one to drop, and it seems like they just can't outdo it. You know,
No, they've played themselves. That's the problem, man.
but yeah, so
Elizabeth Olsen,
she destroyed it. She was amazing as Wanda.
she has stole my fucking heart,
She
dude.
really has. She
I
really fucking
watched
has.
Doctor Strange 2 before this one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And yeah, that's how new I am to
I
the
wonder how
series.
you would have took Doctor Strange 2 watching this first.
That's what makes me think my score could even go up.
So you thinking maybe watch WandaVision and then Doctor Strange 2 when it comes out? Rewatching WandaVision?
Maybe.
Do a rewatch and then immediately watch.
There's a high potential for it.
Because you could literally, like, in order, put Doctor Strange 2 directly after WandaVision.
I can see it.
But yeah, WandaVision was incredible. So
Yeah, I watched Wanda through all these fucking movies, and it was whatever. But when I saw Doctor Strange 2, I was in love. I was like, what is this chick doing? Like, I'm in love with this chick as an actress. And then I went back and watched WandaVision. Not much has changed.
no.
Everything else she did, she was fine, but that and that, come on.
Yeah.
That won me over.
There's the rankings for the MCU shows. That
Oh yeah, my
released.
number one is WandaVision.
WandaVision.
I would have spoke more, but I had the hiccups. I went about the entire time. I got the gist. Yeah, he said everything I was gonna say. Love you guys. Peace.